Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Wednesday morning Facebook Live here at Briggs Health. I'm Jennifer Briggs, licensed acupuncturist here in Coos Bay, Oregon, and I wanted to talk today about one of my very favorite supplements, and that is magnesium. And the reason that I was thinking about that is that it is so beautiful outside today. The rain seems to have stopped, and I was thinking about all the little growing plants and how this is really a great time of year to collect wild greens, any kind of bitters like purslane or some of the other just edible dandelion greens. Um, and then I was thinking about my kale plant that I just planted that has been ailing and because I didn't fertilize, I didn't really amend the soil before I planted it. But it made me think about magnesium because magnesium is to green plants as iron is to our blood. So magnesium is found, one of the main places that it's found is in dark leafy greens. So people who eat a lot of dark leafy greens should be getting lots of magnesium, except for the fact that magnesium supplies in the soils nationwide are really pretty deficient. And that's magnesium is not one of the minerals that is commonly used to fertilize these types of crops. Usually, fertilizers are like the nitrogen, phosphorus, and NPK, potassium. There we go. But it is not very common for farmers to add magnesium to the soil. So even people who are very good about eating their dark leafy greens are not always getting enough, as much magnesium as they need. So I found a pretty good article on magnesium from Harvard University, and I'm just going to share my screen with you quickly. This is an overview of magnesium, why it's important. It is naturally present in lots of foods, and it plays an important role in assisting more than 300 enzymes to carry out various chemical reactions in the body, such as building proteins and strong bones, regulating blood sugar, blood pressure, and muscle and nerve functions. It is also an electrical conductor that contracts muscles and makes the heart beat steadily. Now, more than half of the magnesium in our body is stored in bones. Magnesium is one of the minerals that really is crucial in bone health, partially because it stores the bones. And if the magnesium levels in the body are low, one of the things that can happen is that calcium doesn't deposit correctly in the bones. So it's very popular to supplement with calcium if you have bone loss. But what a lot of people don't know is that if you don't have enough magnesium, then you actually run the risk of having more kinds of calcium deposit problems, such as arthritis or kidney stones, because the magnesium needs to be there to direct correct deposit of calcium in the body. Let's see. The usual amount, the recommended dietary allowance for magnesium per day is 400 to 420 milligrams for men and 310 to 320 milligrams for women. Of course, if a woman is pregnant or lactating, they need a little bit different amounts. So one of the other reasons that I love magnesium is that it has very few side effects. If you really get too much magnesium, what happens is that you get some cramping in your gut and you will have loose stools. Um, Magnesium is perfect for people who have constipation. This is one of the things that I really do recommend for people who have hard, dry stools, or problems passing a stool because of the hardness and dryness. So, food sources of magnesium: almonds, peanuts, cashews, pumpkin seeds, peanut butter, beans, soybeans. Here we get into some of the green leafy vegetables: cooked spinach, Swiss chard. Um, do make sure that they're cooked, because both raw spinach and raw Swiss chard have compounds in them that interfere with the absorption of magnesium. Other green leafy vegetables such as kale or broccoli will also have a lot of magnesium. White potato with the skin, brown rice, oatmeal, salmon, beef, poultry, bananas, raisins, and dark chocolate, milk, and yogurt. These are all good sources of magnesium. However, it is also very, very common to that when people's blood levels are tested, that they don't have quite enough. Now, a true deficiency is pretty rare. But as this says, the National Dietary Surveys show that most Americans of all ages eat less than recommended amounts of magnesium. Also, when people are diabetic, they may excrete more magnesium. And this makes it more difficult for them to keep their magnesium levels up. So if there's a true deficiency, which, like I said, is not terribly common, although it can happen in alcohol abuse as people age, and some certain digestive conditions that don't allow the body to absorb the magnesium. So if you are deficient, fatigue and weakness, poor appetite, nausea or vomiting, numbness or tingling in the skin, muscle cramps, seizures, and abnormal heart rate are some of the symptoms that you could experience. Now, this is less likely. However, it is, as I've said, actually quite common for there to be a low level deficiency of magnesium. So the patients that I really like to encourage to take magnesium are people who don't like vegetables, people who are stressed, people who have constipation, or any kind of muscle cramping. The magnesium is one of the electrolytes that keeps the muscles working correctly. So people with chronic headaches. So this often looks like, women who are stressed out. It could be men too. But I find it more often than not, if I'm going to recommend this to a patient, it'll be a woman in between the ages of 20 and say 60, because I think something happens around menopause where women the estrogen levels go down, and women start to kind of relax because they don't have the charge of that estrogen. So anyway, that's why magnesium is one of my favorites, and it's very difficult to overdose on. Like I said, diarrhea, cramping, that will tell you if you've had too much. So if you have questions about this, feel free to contact me. My contact information is info@briggshealth.com. That's BRIGGSHEALTH.com. You can find us online, or you can give us a call at the office. We're always happy to answer questions. So if you or anyone that you know is looking for alternatives to over-the-counter laxatives, or if you just are looking for alternatives to the general practice, to regular medical practice, please give us a call. We're here to help. Thanks.